Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I would like at the beginning to express my gratitude for Dr. Shireen for inviting me to such an important conference. Actually, my presentation is going to be mentioned as a story. I am professor at university and I started decades ago by teaching my student economic development, inclusive growth, and all these actually terminologies and to how extent they are happening, concentrating on how to address poverty. This is, that I had concentrated on with the environment, international environment around us, what are the opportunities that may be opened for poor people in developing countries, how they can change their position, and so on. And I supervised several PhD studies and master degrees in this matter, how to develop models in order to address the problem of poverty. And then I was interested with the UNDP Human Development Index regarding that the main core issue for addressing poverty, or this can be linked with addressing poverty, how to build capabilities for poor people and then offering them opportunities. And I believe that this is the model that China has used from 2005 to 2015 and was able to elevate 750 millions from under the poverty line. This was actually a miracle. And this added to the capability of China to be the second economy worldwide. And what we can see nowadays of fierce competition between the United States and China can prove to how extent China is jeopardizing now the situation of the world economy by being the first economy in the world. But part of the main reason behind that, adding millions of people to the productive capacity of Chinese, so that, and improving their productivity so that they may be able not only to present nowadays much of the production in the world with the least costs, but they are representing at the same time demand in the world economy, which means that nowadays China is not dominating only the supply side of the world, but at the same time affecting seriously the demand side. From here it comes the question to how extent I can apply this model for the Egyptian economy. And we all know the situation of the Egyptian economy, that we are still suffering from severe challenges. Ras Al-Hikma project is not only the way to address our challenges economically, the main issue how to enhance the productive capacity of the economy, how to increase investment, and how to upgrade quality of skills in Egypt so that to cope with the model of enhancing productive capacity and more investment. The question here, what is the relevance of what I'm talking about with nursing? And because I kept teaching and supervising, and I was in a Shura Council talking about the models of economic growth and economic development, actually without being able to change to large extent to what's going in the ground. And from here it comes the idea that it's better to practice what I am actually teaching for my students and what I am supervising as empirical studies. And from 2006, I started to have my own NGO called the Liberal Forum Egypt, and then it turned into Integration for a Better Life. The most aim of this actually NGO is how to empower poor people and enable them to be part of the society by building their capabilities through training and by offering opportunities in the labor market for them. You all know that the educational system in Egypt on all levels, starting from primary to preparatory to high school to universities, our educational system is not actually efficient enough to provide the skills necessary in the labor market. And when we talk about, I had a lot of initiatives in my faculty. My faculty is a faculty of large numbers. We have, in my faculty, we have 100,000 students in French section, English section, credit section, and Arabic. The majority of students are in the Arabic. And these Arabic sections, they are suffering actually, most of them from poverty, because they are not paying actually fees of education. These experiences give me the opportunity to think about what are the ways to improve the quality of life for those people, how to build their capabilities and then allow them the opportunities or coach them to the opportunities, even by allowing them opportunities of job, by having fair jobs every year to introduce them to the opportunities available of job in the market, or by helping them to start their own business, starting from micro business into small. And then I have a lot of successful experiences of my students. They are now exporting and they are big businessmen and women. So from here it comes, but still all these efforts, they are not reflected in the society, which means they can be considered as very minimal cases. They are not affecting the whole situation of the economy. My experience with nursing is quite rich. Why? Because nursing actually is, a type that when we, economically, from economic point of view, when we study the situation of nursing services in Egypt, you can find that we have the demand side is exceeding tremendously from different levels. For tourism, for supporting elderly, for very rich families, for covering a lot of hospitals and services. Nowadays, Egypt is entering into the insurance health, a complete insurance health system. So the demand is tremendous for nursing, and the supply coming from preparatory school, high school, and then from universities, they are very small. What we can have from faculties, graduate from faculties of nursing, they are very minimal compared to the requirement or the demand. From here, the question, to how extent we can address the positioning, the positions that we are now in, which is the graduate from preparatory, from high school, from technical schools, from even some institutions related to the Ministry of Higher Education. All these, they are graduate with minimal skills and capacity to fulfill the requirements of nursing. My experience that I cooperate with a house to help elderly people in one of the neighborhood related to my institution. And we started to, he was suffering to a large extent from lack of nurses to cover the services in his institution. So we started by have a professor from Ain Shams University specialized to specify the curriculum needed to help those serving elderly people in that house of elderly. And then we have another two supervision in order to carry out to how extent the training is going on. And what was quite good for this experience is that we had a very strong system of monitoring and evaluation to follow out to how extent this type of training is going to be reflected on the type of services those nurses can give to elderly people by following them, specifying to how extent their skills have been advanced to present a better services. And I think that the experience was quite successful because at the end of this training that took 40 days, we had a better service in this elderly house. We have those trainees were quite, have the enthusiasm to move into another systems of education so that they can improve their position in the society and have more income from their positions. What we can mention from this experience, because I had studied a lot of NGOs like myself working in this field, but the question mark, how these services provided by NGO should be linked with the educational institutions by, because we need to enhance the quality of the education. We need to have competencies. And by referring to competencies, the problem is in order to open more opportunities for those people and allow them to move into a better opportunities of job and so to higher income, we need to enhance their capabilities by introducing them to the institutional educational system that can help them to upgrade their situation. This is actually what I'm working in nowadays with several institutions in the Ministry of Education, Higher Education, trying to a large extent with my colleague in Ain Shams University, Faculty of Nursing, trying to find methods and way, because what we are talking about, we are starting from supporting elderly in homes, in elderly houses, and this type of service that can introduce, graduate of preparatory or high school nursing. But when we move forward into higher types, introducing like languages for those people, this may open more opportunities for them to work abroad, to have higher income and so on, till what we can reach as, nursing to support tourism in Egypt. We need very high type of skills to fulfill this need, and we have several projects, I believe. I don't know, Dr. Shireen knows Dr. Ahmed Ismail, London Clinic. He is working very hard with several governorate in Egypt nowadays to upgrade the skills of nursing so that to help tourism sector providing health services for people living abroad here in Sharm el-Sheikh and in resorts. Those people, they can come and have health services as well as tourism services, so it could be a very attractive point to attract tourism. So the experience actually is telling us that we can offer a lot of services for our people in different levels so that to put them on the right map, to upgrade their skills and then open opportunities for them, because I don't believe in only Takaful Karama and all these initiatives, despite I'm actually, I like them very much and I'm working in them. I had a project in Forsa, and my NGO has worked with Forsa in several governorates in Beni Suef, in Upper Egypt. And when you work intensively and you go in these places, you can find a lot of challenges. It's not just by mentioning, the presentation in workshops like what I'm doing and conferences are quite different than what you can find in reality, because people, specifically for women, because I worked with women traditions and the gender perspective, I'm gender specialist actually. The gender perspective is playing a significant role because, for example, in my NGO, we are teaching women ready-made clothes and manual carpet and so on. We are suffering a lot with the traditions in Upper Egypt, how to specify the time of training, how to help them. You have to find mediator to link what you would like to do with their families, to convince their families that they are going to be in a better situation, they need to upgrade skills, after that they need to work. All the time women, they are actually affected seriously by their position as reproductive role, so they cannot actually exert efforts or follow a career path for training and upgrading their skills so that to have a better opportunity in job. So I am going to stop there by addressing all these questions. The experience is quite rich. It needs more and more efforts to be done. It needs the collaboration because, I have been working with several NGOs, with ministries, with universities, the civil society. I am quite integrated with very wide range of civil society. The problem here, there is no visionary approach. There is no strategy. There is no action plan to be followed. Nobody is monitoring what's happening for such action plan, who is doing what. Every type or every part of this action plan is doing the role in the same way or in the professional way or no. All these questions actually are preventing us from reaching the results, the prospected results. You can add to that a lot of waste in, foreign aid coming, I know a lot of NGOs that they are benefiting from foreign aid without being able to achieve sustainable results in reality. And money, we have severe waste of money in this field. Why? Because all the time NGOs or the donors, the international donors, are quite related to the government, which means that this is a very big challenge for donors in Egypt or all around the world. They are quite related to what the ministers are specifying goals for them, which means they are not interacting with the real society, with the real needs. What they are doing actually is that they are incorporated with ministries, the ministries specifying the requirement, and NGOs all what they are doing is to spend money. To how extent this money is efficient enough, achieving the prospected result, this is a big question mark that needs to be addressed. Thank you very much.